All right, good morning, everybody. Sorry for the delay. That YouTube stuff has really got a problem for me. So I'm gonna use this other streaming service real quick just to see if everything works this way. Then maybe I can get everything back up and running. Don't forget to press play, brother. Should be live now. Everything should be rocking and rolling. So I'm going to try to cut down this one stream here. And hopefully everything still stays going. If you don't mind, in the chat, could you please let me know if you can hear my screen? Hear my microphone. See, something just messed up. Damn it. Let me go back over here. Just give me 1 second, guys. I had it up and running, but accidentally exited out. I don't see any picture on the thing. We want to enter the studio. Just bear with me, almost there. 5 seconds. All right. Let me know if you can see my screen, hear my voice, all that good stuff. Next time I won't do it this way. Next time I'll just go with the regular thumbnail, whatever thumbnail is provided. I don't know what's going on. Maybe they're working on it, so we'll see what happens. Back. All right, good. All right, here, let's rock and roll. So on the DXY, we're looking at, it looks like it's having a little bit of trouble at last week's opening price. If we go over here to the 4-hour chart, you can see that you are at also 4-hour resistance, which is important to know, right? Boom. Yesterday we had a big move to the upside, and then it's basically just consolidating in this area. Now we do have the BOC, the BOJ, the ECB core inflation out of Euro and out of the US this week. So it's going to be a very, very high news impact driven week. So you can see big moves to the upside, big moves to the downside. Be careful out there this week, guys. All right. So basically we were looking at your pound dollar yesterday. Let's go over here to pound dollar. We were looking at this movement right there. So basically yesterday morning we were looking to take entry here, and we were looking for a new low of day. So this was the target. So when price traded up into the area, we were looking for entry. Entered. I had the target down here, but you always take profits at the low of day because you don't know if price is going to go take out a previous day's swing. And this would have been a previous day's swing. So you can see the trade didn't really work. I mean, it worked out beautifully as far as hitting the daily target, but it didn't hit the other target that I was looking for. And then it came back up and stopped me out. So it was a small 2-to-1 entry, but it is what it is. I mean, those 2-to-1s, if you can nail them here and there and just consistently do that, you're going to be just fine. Just fine. So, yeah, trading up, stopped everybody out, got above that swing high. Let's go back to the intraday real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. This swing high right there, that's where everybody stops from marked against. So that was what happened there. Price just pushed on up into that. So we're going to see a little bit of whipsaw action this week, possibly because of all the high impact news. So here you are today trading into a daily supply zone, so you could possibly see price start around here. So basically it's bullish on the day. So I would not be looking to take this short up here unless I see a rejection. If I see price, show me some rejection, then maybe I can look for a retest in a couple hours if it so chooses to do that. So I posted this. I just want to show it real quick so that, because everybody needs to know this stuff right here. So let me see if I can switch us over there. Make sure the mic and everything stays the same. Nope, no good. All right, so everything's messed up. Great. Anyways, let's go to the algo chart. I can do it that way. So inside of my Discord, I have a study charts thing that I show, basically what I'm looking for or what can help people understand what the setups are, what a high probable entry is, what a high probable entry isn't, these kind of things. And this is one that I was posting this morning. You can see here we had a bearish day. Forget about this big bullish candle, right? If we're looking for shorts, you're in a downtrend, near-term downtrend, but you found support and you're getting a bounce, right? But if you were looking to take this short as at supply, there is a way you can know if you're looking to short that or not, right? I didn't take the short, and this is why. So here you go, intraday. This is the same level. That's your daily Heath level, aka supply, whatever you want to put. If you want to name it your name in a level, go ahead. It's fine, no big deal. It's the price. That's what the important thing is the price. Here's the hourly. All right, this happened in the middle of the night, so I wouldn't have been looking to take an entry here anyways. But anyways, I digress. You can see how this hourly traded into it and then rejected slightly with a bullish close right at the level. Next hourly candle opened a little bit higher, punctured down, but look where it closed. So if this would have closed lower, that would have looked like a rejection, or even a little bit lower. Then you would be looking for an hourly push up into the level again and hope for the best. That's where you're going to take your entry though, because it is showing rejection. This is not a rejection. This is an attempt at a rejection. If you're only looking at a 5-minute chart, you're not going to see this, right? On the hourly chart, you can. And then look where you closed. You closed above the level and higher than this close. Higher than this close. That's important because the very next hourly candle closed higher than that close. So essentially, you got price running into a level, and then it comes to an important level that you're looking for potential shorts. Now, if you're new in this channel, welcome, all right? But we don't do that, and I've said it a million times. We don't just blindly take entries at those levels. We must see how price reacts at them and around them. This would have been no signal of an entry because your closes, you're looking for shorts, right? You need to see a short side rejection. You need to see sell side come into the market before you can even think about it. You're getting higher closes on each hourly close. And then this one here, that was even higher. So from the time price entered the level, each subsequent hour after was a higher close. That is not bearish. That's not bearish. Very next candle on the 5th hour, once approached the level, here you go, 5 a.m. The 5 a.m. candle opens where this candle closed, and then boom, shakalaka. That's your breakout right there, right? Here's your resistance. It's showing as resistance, and then there's your break. Completely above all of that stuff. Look what happens after you get the break. This is liquidations. Also, breakout traders, more FOMO, everything happening. Look at the size of these candles compared to the size of these candles coming into the level. This shows you that there was a push and pull at this level. Not only was I looking at it, other people were looking at it, yada, yada, yada. But that's a no entry. That's not an entry. That you're not looking to take an entry. Doesn't matter what your bias is. My bias is wrong a lot of times, and I still am able to make profitable trades because I'm watching price, right? I want to know what price is doing at these levels. And you can get chopped up sometimes even when you think you got the bias and you got a level and you see rejection, because just because you get a nice hourly close rejection here on the retest, that doesn't necessarily mean that your trade's going to be successful either, okay? It's important that you understand this. To become a profitable trader, it's about taking high probable setups, only those setups, consistently. You consistently perform day in, day out. You take the same exact entries every single time you take an entry. Some are going to work, some are not going to work. Once you get good enough at it, then you can start to tweak your entries and what you're seeing in the markets to adjust and then get your equity curve on the rise. But at the beginning, it's just about learning the process and becoming consistent. If you're losing money and you're consistently losing money, then just change up a few things to continually to be consistent, but at the same time, you're just, trying to watch price. It's so important. FOMO is real, right? FOMO is real. It's hard for a new trader to sit and wait hours for a possible entry, right? But that's what you got to do. You can't just be looking at a 5-minute chart and looking to take an entry on a daily Heath level. That's not the way it works. But there are many, many, many other examples where you just got price comes up, tags the level, and then instantly reverses, right? That's when you're looking for your shorts. But I just wanted to get that out there. A lot of people are wondering what I'm thinking about the Japanese yen and the Bitcoin. I mean, the Aussie yen and Bitcoin, why do they look so similar? To be honest with you, I have no clue, right? We know that there's risk on in the markets. We know that for a fact because this is a risk-off asset. Aussie in itself is a risk-off asset. Japanese yen is a risk-off asset. So if you got Aussie yen moving higher, then there's risk on, meaning stocks, other currencies, and cryptocurrencies are all a buy, right? It's all a buy. So, oh wait, what am I doing? Come on, man, get it together. I was trying something new this morning because it's annoying when the platform you're trying to go live on basically tells you to kick rocks. We want pound yen over here. We want Bitcoin here. So here's daily on the Bitcoin. So looks very, very similar. And as the way this move happened, right? This move, if you look across all yen pairs, CAD yen, pound yen, Swiss yen, Euro yen, USD yen, NZD yen, Aussie yen, they all have this move because of massive yen weakness. All right. That also put a bid under Bitcoin. It's almost identical. The days traded so similar that it's, this asset never trades similar to the Japanese yen, right? I mean, you take that away and that's where the similarities fail. But since March, you've had a big move up on 2020, but Bitcoin's been massively outpacing all assets. It's just this last impulse. That's all I'm talking about. This move here, up. This is where you've got your similarities. So basically what I'm going to do, what I'm doing is I'm watching the yen very, very closely. The Japanese yen index. Let's go to it and check it out real quick. So massive weakness coming into the yen. If you go out to a longer term chart, you can see that this thing is at a key level, right? 87.28. Big level right there. I mean, this thing has been a decent level. Even back here when it first started trading, you got a bounce above it and then boom, right there. So ever since then, it's been basically holding price above it. So what does this mean? Well, it's bearish, right? If you're looking for near-term setups, you're not necessarily looking to short it now that it's at support, but anytime once you got the breakdown, you could have been looking for short side setups. But if there becomes a risk on or risk off event, the Japanese yen is going to look very, very attractive, seeing how it is so cheap now. Up here, not so cheap. Down here, really cheap. So the lower it goes, the more attractive it's going to look, if indeed, and I say if because risk off events rarely happen. Okay? It's important to understand that too. You do get a few of them, but they very rarely happen. So trying to pick when it's going to happen is absolutely impossible. If the Fed decides to taper or just announce taper, they're not going to taper this year. It'll be next year before they even start tapering. But if they announce taper, I do expect some risk on assets to fill a little bit of heat. This thing might be good to look for possible longs. And the way you can do that is you can look to get short. CAD yen, Aussie yen, pound yen, Euro yen, whichever one looks the best. Now, I would stay away from USD JPY because if indeed you do start to see yen strength, you're more than likely going to see dollar strength as well, and this thing could trade choppy. You're looking to take entries on the strongest versus the weakest assets and in Forex, so that way you get these range expansions, right? This was when the yen was extremely weak. You also had the DXY pushing up a little bit, right? So USD JPY seeing a nice move to the upside. Right now, it looks like it's finding support. We are trading higher than this bearish day's open, so you could look for possible entries on this. Seeing a nice big bullish pop off of this morning, and it's the DXY seeing a fall, right? The DXY seems to be falling. So we're going to keep our eyes open. If this loses this area down here, then we're going to be looking for Euro USD longs, pound dollar longs, stuff like that, just for the near term. I have a longer term bullish bias on the dollar. Weeks, right? November, December is when I'm looking for strength in the dollar to come back. If we go out to the daily, you can see here, this thing has been basically holding price a little bit. You got a breakout there, tested. This is when you broke out above resistance. Here, this is a bull trap because immediately you broke down. And then every pop in price has been getting sold into. This stayed around here, so it looks like it's gaining support, and this still can find support. Yesterday was a bullish day, bullish close above resistance. So in the near term, that was strength into the dollar. So you can watch for support, right? Watch for support. It's not going to be a trade today because it's already happening intraday. That's already too big of a move. So we can't look to enter this today. Maybe tomorrow. Never mind this wick. Let's go to Euro USD on OANDA. There we go. So you can see, right? Big breakdown yesterday, coming back into possible resistance. Once you get above this swing high, all bets are off because this is the target for now, and you're above it. So are you looking for bullish entries or bearish entries? Well, like I said, the move has already happened, so we will not be looking to trade this asset today. I do want to go talk about Bitcoin before I look for bullish or bearish entries on the Forex market. So Bitcoin is looking decent. Yesterday on Twitter, I posted typical Bitcoin as it took out support to the downside with a close and then immediately had an engulfing reaction on the 8-hour. I don't know if it's an engulfing on any other time frame, but on the 8-hour, there's your engulfing or your outside range candle. Took out the low, took out the high. That's what we're looking for to basically see if a trap is a trap. We don't like to take new shorts into support, and then we were waiting to see what happens here. I anticipated this and took the long, all right? My long entry is around 59.8, so I'm long from down here with a very small stop loss. I ate two stops on Bitcoin over the weekend. 2 stops, so I lost two times. But basically, with this pop, I'm back up to more than break even because this was a 20% move for me, all right, on KuCoin. So I did take profits. When we got above all this stuff, I got my stop setting at break even, and I'm going to see what happens. If Bitcoin is going to continue its bullish push, I think I'm situated pretty good for that. So we will see. It's coming into resistance right now, 8-hour resistance. I don't know if there's daily resistance. There's not. There's a daily Heath level there, but once again, we're not just going to blindly short there. We're going to wait to see how price reacts once it gets there, if it gets there, right? It's got stuff first, but it looks like you're seeing a small pullback. This is not rejection. Got the low, but just barely. So it looks like the bears are looking for shorts today. Intraday price action is just consistently moving lower, which is basically what they want to see if they're short, but it's not massive, right? It's nowhere in comparison to the speed at which it moved up. So what we can do is we can look for areas for it to find support. Right now, the market's showing us a support at this bearish close on the hourly basis, $62,370. Keep an eye on this level if price trades back down there. If price doesn't get back down there, then you can possibly look to see where the new support will be and then target daily high. What's your daily high? Here, right there. So that's how you get your target. Boom, just like that. Go back intraday. This is your target. So you have to let it find support somewhere that makes the risk to reward better as well. You just can't, I want to go long because there's a big bullish candle. That doesn't mean anything. Big bullish candles mean nothing. This is why we ate a stop this weekend, because we had 2 of them. 2 nice little candles there, right? Looking for retests. At the daily open is where I got long. It was on Saturday, I believe. Internet stalling out. Come on. Bear with me one moment as this thing thinks what it wants to do. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, come on. Damn. So annoying. Alright, here we go. So we were looking in this area here. Alright, so I'm gonna move this bottom line up because this bullish candle's open. That's the entry that I took this weekend. First entry was higher. Right? The first entry was higher. Once this happened, we were kind of watching this stuff here. So the first entry was higher, and then I realized that I wanted to get an entry as close to the open as possible. So I exited the trade, put a limit order at the daily open, and got filled on this wick right there. Boom. Very, very close. Open. So it was in this area, right? And you can see that I ate the stop, and that happened while I went to bed. So to take a new entry here, when you wake up, not when I went to bed, this was in the middle of the day, this was right here in the middle of the night, and then this is when I got the new entry, basically looking at the 8-hour break below. This candle here pierces down, closes above, take an entry, put the stop there, price never even came back. So that's all it was doing. It was just getting people off sides. Jesus. Getting people off sides, and then see you later, right? That causes more bullishness. People get short, looking for the breakdown to continue. They get off sides, their stops above this swing high. That's why this candle's so big above it, right? Boom, that's when the liquidations start to occur. So Bitcoin can trade all the way back down to there, 61,456, and still look bullish to me, right? Do have old support here as well. That's what price seems to be latching onto currently. But this is the original breakout zone, so this is where I would want to look for possible pullback entries. As long as you're not closing 8 hours down there, then you're good, or below that level. Be looking for a continuation to the upside. The dollar's falling, that can only help Bitcoin. Well, today anyways. But that's what we did on Bitcoin over the weekend. Like I said, I took 2 losses on it, but that position is in good shape. Another one that bounced extremely brutal was Shiba USD, absolutely crushing it. Big move to the upside. I was editing Saturday's video when this transpired. All right, so I had my editing software on the main monitor. I had this over to the side, so I wasn't really focused on it until price had already gotten over here. Once that happened, I just basically ignored it. Right? Because the move happened already. If you're looking to get long, you want to get long at support, which would mean at any time as close to this level as possible intraday. I'm sure there are higher time frame levels that you might be able to find better. So like if you're bullish on an asset because of this bullish pop, you're looking for support. Support was obviously formed there, and you can see every attempt to get back down there was thwarted. So this is accumulation. This is where you're looking for entries as close to 2684 as possible if you're bullish. And this thing's been running ever since. Big, strong move. If it's a short squeeze, guys, it can continue for days, right? Here's your old all-time high. You got above that. Then you traded as an inside day yesterday, which is, it's to be expected as this was a massive daily range. So it's common for the next day to be an inside day as price finds support and then moves away. And you can see that it's already finding support. Big, strong move. This is when Elon Musk said nope. When someone on Twitter asked him if he owned Shiba, that could have been the reason for the big fall. Next 4-hour candle put in support, and that's the last time Shiba's seen that price. There was no entry. Not in my opinion. There was no entry. I did not like it. It was too volatile. This thing was moving. Remember, guys, if you got a big account, you're buying like 64 billion of these things. If you lever that up, it doesn't take very much of a move to be big money. So when an asset, I love trading volatility, but this was extremely volatile. extremely volatile. Like I said, billions. You could buy billions of these just for a day trade. So extremely volatile. This whip down, came down, found hourly support here. I mean, and then it's just been basically consolidating to up, and you have already taken out resistance to the upside. Your supports are getting higher. Look for this thing to break. I wouldn't buy it up here, but I do know that if the short squeeze commences, you can see another move as big as that occur once again. This thing can run for days depending on how many people short, how many liquidations are occurring, and where are those stops at on the chart. That what will determine on how high this thing goes. Plus FOMO buying, it also helps. Almost a perfect measure move from this swing to this low back to this. Beautiful. So I don't look to buy tops of measured moves. I do understand that they can go higher, but your measured move has already taken place, so it's very risky to buy up there. And then the next one, Doge. I did get a position on Doge, so we'll go talk about Doge. Doge was moving. The only reason that I can think of is because Elon Musk said nope. So basically, Shiba guy asked if he owns Shiba, and he said no. So this gave Doge a pop. Boom, right? Because everybody knows that he does own Doge. So I got long on this push lower into support right here, right? My stop loss is all the way below this swing low. So basically this whole move could have been retraced. But if that would have occurred, I more than likely would have exited the position with a small loss. And then boom, up, took out my target. This is my target. Why is that my target? Well, this was resistance all the way over here. You can see multiple dailies attempting to get above that level and all of them failing. So that was your daily resistance. This was my target. Simply because this wick high right here was the highest high. It was the highest high. So that was my target. Sorry, the alarm had me. I didn't know if my girl was in the bathroom or not. So yeah, this was my target, and that target was achieved. Took 75% of the position off, moved the stop to break even. So I'm going to see what happens with that other little small 25% portion of the actual position size. If this thing wants to run back to new all-time highs, I'm situated okay there as well. Let's see here. I bought 10 million Shiba after Thursday's Heath session. Now up 50% only. Bought a couple £100 worth. Nice. Yeah, it was moving. Definitely moving. YouTube shows you have 2 streams going, one viewing, other 16. Damn it. Is that what it is? Well, I'm going to drop off that one. Thank you for telling me that, Jeremy. Like I said, man, it's not happening to everybody. It's only happening to me. And YouTube has no customer service for their partners or for just standard YouTube people. Anybody, right? They don't have no customer service. I've been on to them about this problem for weeks and weeks. And all I get is an email telling me to look at some stupid list, troubleshooting list. It's like, come on, right? It happens on no matter what PC I get on. Multiple PCs, the same problems occurring. They're not fixing it. So we'll see if they do get on it or not. Hopefully they do, because it's making me able to stream as being difficult. I have enough problems with my internet. I don't need YouTube to be assholes as well. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, on Doge, it looks like you're trading inside, right? You are at resistance. And apologies to everybody. By the time this gets done and uploaded, it should just be one. If I'll go in and delete the other one. It's because I had 2 platforms up at the same time. So 226, this was the target. You got daily resistance right there. You're trading as an inside day, right? This is a pretty nice move on Doge. It's finally starting to move. When it was trading over here, it had a nice bounce move, traded all the way back down to support. So maybe it was a good buy, but I wouldn't have bought it neither because of the downtrend on the daily. But once you break out of that, then you can look for bullish entries if you're bullish longer term on Doge. 27 cents is a good place to get in also, if you think it's going to go back up to 73 cents, right? That's only if you think it's going to do that. Because it's like everything else in the crypto sphere right now. It's all extremely, extremely expensive compared to it was this time last year. Anyways, Ethereum's getting a nice bounce, but it's not as strong as Bitcoin. You can see that slope right there has basically got it held down. But yesterday closed above daily resistance, which is what we want to see if we're bullish on Ethereum, and we are. I haven't been trading Ethereum. I only hodl Bitcoin and Ethereum, but the platform that I've been trading on does offer an inverse swap contract for Ethereum as well, right? So, I mean, I could trade it. It's just I have enough stuff to trade. I stay busy just keeping up with the things that I normally trade. But this got a nice break above resistance yesterday. You came in for a daily check of support. Looks like it's holding for now. If the dollar has a weak day, there's a pretty good chance that you could see these assets move higher. They're not 100% correlated with the dollar, but they do trade against the dollar. So a weak dollar is good, especially if this thing has any strength to it at all. And we know that it does. There's your breakout, right? Hasn't really been making much continuation, but you do have a break above resistance, and it doesn't look like a trap, right? Not yet. We'll know later today. More data, more time. But yeah, it's looking good. It's climbing slowly. Bitcoin's already hit the top end of this, and it's the exact same pitchfork, right? I got it attached to the same exact daily low, same high, same low. Bitcoin has already hit the outer edges of this thing. So you can see how much stronger Bitcoin is than ETH currently. But Ethereum may catch up. It's got room to go, right? So let's see what happens. It's looking bullish, and there's your breakout yesterday. So expect some continuation. So like basically, yeah, I think it's going to get above this. I don't put a whole lot of weight on these. It's just I do it basically when something appears to have a decent slope. But most of the time I just find out where it is, and then I know where it's at. I get it off the chart. I can't stand a busy chart. I just can't stand it. This is the way I like my charts to look. I know where I'm looking for entries. Nothing else looks to be... Compound's moving today. Let's go look at what Compound's doing. Yeah, there it is. Big, strong move on Compound. You can see Compound was holding support. That was the entry, right? That was the entry. Support. Held. Now you're seeing a big bounce off that area. Daily res is there. There's also one here. But this is like, it's just basically going down and then instantly stops. So expect a bounce. I'm not a big proponent of Compound. I don't know what it is or what it does. It did have a nice run back in the bull market phase, but it's basically been trading sideways ever since. Not moving higher. But now it finally is. So might be able to see or look for some continuation here if it gets a pullback into daily support or intraday support. That intraday support for now is going to be 345 or this bearish candle's close. That's where it is. Big strong move, and you're just getting continuation. That's good. That's what you want to see on a strong asset. You could see some more upside on this today, but you don't want to buy it up here. You want to wait for a pullback. I'm not going to trade it, right? I don't see a setup in there. No worries, Heath. Thank you so much, guys. I really, really appreciate it. Let me see. Rum DMC, thanks, Lemmy. And then, Chris left. Haha, I was in the other stream. That's my bad, guys. That's 100% on me. 100% on me. I'm a trader, not a YouTuber. I'm learning this stuff, and YouTube's basically put handcuffs on me. So we'll see how it goes. I'm a fighter. I'll figure it out. Adam looking good, says Cassidy. Let's go look at it. Where are you? There you are. Yeah. I've been wanting to take a swing at it, but it's been playing around this thing right here. So it looked like it was going to break down, right? And look at this old Heath level there that you would have been looking to take a short on. Notice how it wasn't a short because it broke out, obviously. And notice how that exact price has been basically support to the T, right? Absolutely to the T. So, I mean, this day looked bad because it was trading below there. I was looking for it to continue on down and this be a false break, but closes are important. Look where you closed. You closed above or close to above your daily Heath level demand. All right? Had you bought there, you'd have been in good shape. Stop below the swing low. Breakout happening. It looks like it's trying to. But with crypto, we do know that these things will do this. This one's been doing it for days. But you may get above it today. Next area of possible resistance will be 38.81. So that's where you want to look to take profits if you're taking a swing trade on this. This area right here is probably the target. More than likely. This swing high. So there's nothing to do on it today, intraday. But yeah, I mean, this is something that if you just buy it with spot, with a little bit of money that you don't care to lose, you know what I mean? I don't know what your financial position is, but if it's money that you can ball up and throw it away, just buy it right now where it's at. Because there's a lot of people thinking that this thing's going to see $100 easily, right? It's a platform, so platforms tend to do good in this market if they offer good stuff. But we'll see. So $36, if it makes it to 100, that's a good risk to reward. You'll 2x your money. Keep an eye on it. It's breaking today. I wanted it to get away from this area, but the problem with crypto is when you do start to get breakouts, sometimes you don't get a retest, a pullback. You know what I mean? So since it doesn't fit my style of trading, I just let those plays go. If it doesn't come back and give me an area for entry, then I just let it go. Because I don't have an edge there. That's not where my edge is. My edge is finding intraday levels and looking to capitalize on intraday movements. And I do occasionally catch nice swing trades. Like the Bitcoin trade may turn into a swing trade. The Doge trade may turn into a swing trade. Best trade I took was Japanese yen versus Great British Pound versus the Japanese yen at the beginning of the year. Let's see here. Let's see. What do you guys got? You bought Adam against almost a year ago, $5. Yeah, you're doing good. Hopefully he's still holding at Theta, says West EZ. Let's go look at Theta. I haven't looked at Theta in a very, very long time. You want that on KuCoin? Probably. You're trading on KuCoin now, I think. Let's go look at it on KuCoin. Yeah, it's breaking out. Is this the Theta? Is this the one that's like streaming? Has something to do with streaming platform? There's your breakout. Beautiful. Beautiful strong move. Is that daily higher? It is. So you use that one. That's going to be the measure to see if you got a breakout or not. $6.97. Yeah, still holding a big bag of Adam. Good job, Cassidy. Nice work. Love to see that. So yeah, keep I don't know are you looking for entries on this, Wes? The moves already happened. Had we been watching it yesterday? See this? What is this? That's your bear trap. Right here. It's so beautiful, man. Now, to just basically buy what you think might be a trap is going to be very, very, very risky. Just know that, okay? But what you can do is you can watch the high of your trap candle, right? Now, in this case, it was 2. Let's go see if it's 1 8-hour. And it is. Here's your 8-hour trap. Well, you don't want to watch the high of this trap candle because it's massive. So I would keep an eye on the 4-hour in this case. That's your trap. So basically, you're looking for the high of the trap candle. Because if this is a trap, chances are you're going to get a retest. Look at this. Trap candle. Break back above your trap candle. This is your entry. That's your higher probable entry than just buying what you think might be a trap. Like what I did on Bitcoin. Extremely risky. But you can see this. You know, in this case, it works out absolutely beautiful. Will it always work that good? No, it will not. Right? This is trading. Nothing works. Everything works, just not all the time. Everything works, just not all the time. So right there would have been a good spot for entry. And once you traded away from it, you knew you were in good shape. Seeing bullish continuation, so there's nothing to do on it yet until it forms support. It's got to find support somewhere. But it's rocking and rolling. Waiting for LT capital gains on Atom, about 1 month away. Fun. That's always fun, paying capital gains taxes. Let me go up here. Heisenberg, SRM USDT. Yeah, let's go look at SRM USDT. You didn't give me an exchange, so I guess we'll look at it on Binance. All right, so SRM USDT. I have no clue what this is. It did find support once again. So that's going to be your main support. Let's go here to the weekly real quick, see what we got. Because what we got is a bunch of inside weeks, right? You're trading inside of these 2 weeks. So there's weekly res. I guess I wouldn't be doing anything on this anytime soon. But next week you could wait for a test of this weekly right there. $7.47. If this is going to be a legit support test and hold, then you're going to want to see this thing start to make higher prices. Now, if it does close above these 2 candles highs, the chance that it comes all the way back down to the previous week's open, it might. You know what I mean? It might. But you can get intraday levels for that. 3-day charts are the best if you're looking for weekly levels to get entry. So here is that area. Right now it's close, but it's the beginning of the week. It's only Tuesday. So keep an eye on that, right? Keep an eye on this. If this holds support on a daily closing basis at $7.47, you can possibly target that weekly right there at $9. I think the weekly was higher. Weekly resistance was like 9 something. Nope, $9 exactly. Right there. So go back into the daily. It's the same level. So there's daily and weekly confluence at $9, close to it, $8.99. And if you round it up, it is $9. Weekly confluence, that's where you'd be targeting. If this area holds a support right here, that's what you're targeting. And that's what I would be looking for on this asset for at least this week to next week. Be looking for a test of the $8 area, but that's only, of course, if support holds. Let me scroll up. HUT. I'm going back through the comments that I missed, guys, because it's been such a hectic morning. Yeah, it's breaking out. So these are obviously old levels. It's had a nice couple weeks. Support held, and you're out of there. So you're looking for this to see what this did. It did nothing. Daily closed above it and then put in support. Here was support. Actually would have been your demand at that point, and it basically held right there. Right? That's your entry, and you're trading at a big level. It's a target. It's already been achieved. It was achieved 4 days ago. And it looks like you're seeing continuation. Pre-market, you're trading at $13, so you're trading down around these highs. I don't see anything it could hold here. It could hold here. So, yeah, and that's basically where it's trading intraday. Pre-market. See? Just a small break. Wait, where's the pre-market? On the daily, it shows me the pre-market. Oh, it's at $13. Yesterday closed at $13.05. So it's right in here. See if that level holds. I would probably watch for a stab down to intraday yesterday, right? Because it's going to be over here once it opens. See what happens around 1277 if you get a stab down to there. The only way I'd look to get long, looking for the breakout to continue, would be if you get a push down into support first. That would be like the first 5-minute candle, even into the second 5-minute candle. After 15 minutes, if you haven't started reversing, going back to the upside, you're not looking to get bullish. All right? Because generally these markets, they're going to make the first fake out moves. It's going to be about 15 minutes. Then you're going to see the actual move occur. So basically a rule of thumb is to wait 15 minutes. But 15 minutes, you could already miss the move. I understand that. I don't know if you're day trading this or investing in it. You didn't really say. But if you're day trading it, watch 1270. See how that price acts. I think there's probably better things to day trade out there, to be honest with you. Let me go up. YouTube shows YouTube streams. Yeah, man, that's can I look at Phil and XP? Let's go look at Phil first. Filecoin. It's tightening up, so it could be getting ready to make its move to the upside or downside. The range is getting tight. It's found support. It's held support. Took one day down, broke the support. You're back out there. So I would want to see this thing get a daily close above this candle here, as that would be your trap candle. So I don't see anything on it right now. Maybe in the next day or two, if it does get a pop, you can look for support. Even if you try to buy it today, right now, you're buying it into resistance, because your resistance is here. So you're trading above this daily's resistance intraday, but see how small the range is? It's tiny. You go into the hourly, it's going to be nothing. It's just flat. So, I mean, it's trading in about $1 range. Resistance is there, so let's just see what it does. It's coming off of a pretty big move, so it's just been consolidating. I don't see anything on it. I don't. I see support. That was support here. And then there's your breakdown. So you got to get above resistance. Otherwise, this is going to be looked to be shorted into. Simply because it's already shown a willingness to close below support. But to be honest with you, I would have expected the short to work out yesterday. If I was looking for the short, I would have taken entries at the open of this bearish candle, and you would see that the trade isn't working out at all, right? So it could be getting ready to bounce. I just don't see anything intraday to get you into a position to be ready for it. So here's your last support. I guess watch 64.2726 on an hourly closing basis. Yeah, watch that price. If you get a wick back down there, you could possibly look for entries, but I would not take it as soon as price gets down there. I would definitely want to see some rejections occurring. It could be just too late, right? That could have been the trade, and there's just not going to be another entry on it. There might be, there might not be. We'll see. It doesn't look beautiful, right? It doesn't look beautiful. It's came off of its all-time highs and just been, there's no volatility in it. No movement at all, hardly. This was a nice move, completely retraced. So sellers are selling it. They're looking at pops to get short. So far, this was a smaller bounce and it got short. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have nothing clear on it. Weeklies. Yeah, I mean, this still, on the weekly, this still looks like it could be a short. Last 2 weeks, it closed lower closes. I mean, this is a very small pullback. You're trading as an inside week right now. I think before I'd even look to get bullish, I'd need to see a weekly close above this right there. 68.98. Otherwise, I'd leave it alone. Because the weekly chart basically shows you what's going on. Bullish pop, boom, sold into. This is where it found support, bounce, right? And then it was sold again. So possibly going to be, they're probably going to be looking to sell it again at around 69.20. So I don't know. I definitely need to see a close above that stuff. Then I could look to possibly get bullish. I'd leave it alone for now. But that's just my opinion. And then what was the other one? SXP. And it looks almost exactly the same. Almost exactly the same. Very small, tight daily ranges. I mean, to be honest, when you do get stuff like that, that's generally when you do get these outsized candles, when things are range bound or not moving. And this is definitely range bound, not moving. You broke down, so you have taken out support to the downside on this as well. But this is your main swing low. It's impossible to get good entries in this thing when it's doing this. So I guess just look to get, if you're bullish on it, look to get buy support or what was support. I would probably look for a pullback into this area. So that also coincides nicely with the daily open. So if you're going to see a range expansion to the upside today, there's not much liquidity in this asset. So you're going to see wicks like that. So to get a stop far enough away is, you would almost have to put it underneath this swing low. So that already takes your day trading away, right? And you're trading at the high end of the range also. So yeah, I would watch 22 or 2. This was probably the move. That was probably it. Yeah, so I would leave it alone. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look like it's doing anything but trading in a range. This move was retraced and then ultimately destroyed. So will it run now? Yeah, I mean, it's safe to say it's probably going to be looking for bullish entries, but it's in a downtrend. At least since this was happened, right? You've been in a downtrend ever since September. So with that kind of a candle, though, this thing looks like it could absolutely just rip people's faces off. You're above daily resistance at 2 something. What is it? 230. I'd still want to get entries as close to daily support as possible. That one or this one. And I would definitely just buy it with spot because I don't see an edge on this asset at all. I can't get a grip on it. It looks like it's just something that I would say buy the support and hope for the best. I mean, if you're looking to buy for a move to the upside, then look to buy as close to 230 as possible. FTM. Is that an asset? Sure is. Phantom. Yeah, I have this on the watch list. It's just, there's nothing to do on it. Once you took out resistance, it's been going straight up. Absolutely straight up. It's bullish as can be. So this was the resistance level. We were watching it, then it broke out, and then it traded back down and closed below, but it never took out the support, but it was difficult to trade in that section. And then that's when it took off and ripped to the upside. So you're going to have to find intraday levels if you're looking for support. Just understand that you're literally buying the highs. So there's a chance that you could buy the absolute top. 4 hours still down a bit. First area of support that you're going to have to look for is around $3.17. I don't know if I'd look to be a buyer there, to be honest with you. Maybe if you get a deeper cut down to 296 and then it immediately starts to bounce, maybe then. But man, this thing's been bullish. Slight little pullbacks, and then this is just people keep trying to short these tops, and I don't know why. I do not know why you keep trying to pick the top. If you tried to short here, you're wrong. Tried to short here again, you're wrong. Tried to short here again, you're wrong. It's like, come on, guys. Stop it. As far as buying it, Next first area before I would even consider buying it would be 297, and I wouldn't. That's just not my style. But that's where I would watch. And it looks like I got all the questions up top. I only have exchange with EGLD. Hey fella, hope you're well. Could you please look at Corn USD? Is Corn USD the ticker? I think just Corn is, ain't it? Corn future. I don't know if this is what you want. Let me see if Corn USD pops up. It does. Corn USDT. So you're talking about a crypto. It's absolute garbage. Can't be talking about this. This is garbage, man. These are dailies. Look at this stuff. Garbage. No liquidity at all. These are ticks. That's nothing in this. I mean, you can get a spike. Look at this, $13. This spike was all the way to $37. That's account destroying right there. If you're trading this with first and foremost, I wouldn't trade it because there's a pretty good chance you won't get filled when you're trying to exit your position. And if it's a big position, especially, just be careful. I don't know if that's what you're looking at. The corn futures aren't doing much either. But I don't trade futures, so corn fund ETF. Corn as a commodity, corn USD supposed to be in. Well, I put in corn USD and it didn't have anything. Corn USD. See, nothing. If I hit enter, it's going to be the USD. Oh, what is this? Why wasn't it pulling up? Okay, there we go. Found it. It just wasn't pulling it up. But that could be my laggy internet as well. Support. It's getting smaller bounces. This was a deeper stab. So if you're bullish, you're going to want to see this thing hold here, right? $5.45. It's already broke above it and closed higher than that, and it's only been retested once. There is resistance right above you at about 563, and then ultimately 568. So you're going to need to get close to 550 as possible, or 545, and then you're only targeting that up there. Daily close below 545, and I'd leave it alone. I would leave it alone, even though it did break support, right? It could be a trap, absolutely, but it didn't take out this support over here, so it's not really a trap, is it? No, not. That support is still intact until it's broken. So it tested it here, bounce, sold, bounce. Yeah, it's in a range. To play it safe, I'd probably look to short the resistance and buy the supports. It wasn't a massive move to the upside, but I don't trade futures. I don't trade them. Let me rephrase that. I don't trade commodities. I do trade futures, but on crypto. I just don't want to open another account is the only reason why I don't. I don't have anything against futures at all. But it looks like it's holding a support. I would probably watch that last support price there to see if it holds here. If you're looking for like a near-term play. Intraday, what kind of liquidity does this thing have? It's okay. It's not terrible. Looks okay. So you can definitely see that it's already taken out this swing high, and then there's when your selling commenced. So any stops above this swing high here, we're gone. Boom. Now they're gone. Now price is rejecting. But it looks like it's trying to hold support at 553. Sorry. Watch this hourly here. You get an hourly close below it, and it's you're looking for the next one. There, and then there, right? Because that's the way price works. It moves in and out of support and resistance areas. When you lose a main support, you usually get acceleration down to the next one. If it holds there, where's your daily? I don't know how. Let's go to the daily and just get the daily that way. And there's your daily high. And it's bearish on the day. So that's your daily high. 556. But I wouldn't be looking to, because it's bearish on the day. And overall, to me, it looks like every bounce gets sold into. I mean, not every little bounce intraday. I'm talking about your bigger daily ranges. So watch what happens around this last swing high at 552. If this breaks, if this pushes down and holds again, then you might could look for long entries targeting daily high, putting your wick below or your stop below that wick. It's not, obviously it doesn't mean the trade will work. Just keep an eye on it if this is something you trade. Right now it's at a key inflection point of the day. Daily open's going to be here. So you got multiple hourlies closes below the daily. So today it looks like it's going to be a down day on corn. All right, let me get one more agile leader. I try not to. Oh, sorry. He doesn't trade futures, just creates a new one, right? I do try to avoid the depressing same full of FUD too. Gotcha. OXT. Jack Olin. Microcap. Thank you. All right. So if it's a microcap, then that means you automatically know that it has no liquidity. USD. Coinbase. No, it looks okay as far as liquidity on Coinbase. When you say microcap, I'm assuming you're talking about the float, or are you talking about market cap? Because a microcap with a microcap float, those things usually rip. Yeah, this one's just, you can see where your areas to buy are, right? The lows. So it looks like I looked at this once before a long time ago. These levels are no longer valid. You're trading above. Let's see if it holds its bullish momentum. The last week and a half, it's not been bullish. It's been pulling back. So let's go look at the weekly and see if we can get something. Here's old weekly resistance. You've already closed the weekly back below it. You can see just how small this weekly range is now. To be fair, it is only Tuesday, and this was your weekly range expansion, and this was a mid-test, basically. Not quite. Probably closer to the 618. Yeah, you closed below the 618. So, like, that right there would tell me that I'm probably not looking for bullish entries. Even though it got a nice bounce, right? And even though it is looking like it's starting a new trend to the upside, since all of this nonsense, it basically trades in a big range from 11 cents to 87 cents. I mean, you get your spikes out of there, out of the range, but the closes are what's important. Entries are tough, man. There's nothing there. I mean, let's see here. Stretch you out real quick. Let's see what this would look like. All right. I wouldn't look to buy here. I would wait to see what happens around 40 cents. Just because it was the last support and then this broke down. And you can see how price treated it as resistance. And then until you got the break. Even the next day you came in back for a retest of that price. So I don't know if price will even get down there. Watch for a daily higher close. A higher close above this daily resistance level. Then maybe you can look for entries. But until that happens, I would be looking for this. Right? Because this was a strong push lower. So far you haven't closed above it, so it's still resistance. just keep an eye on that, I guess. I mean, this is something that you buy with spot at the lows and then just hold it till it gets to the highs and maybe it finally breaks out. If it does break out, could it rip? Absolutely. Absolutely. And a measured move on the rip would put you around $1.80 if it were to do that. But you're still in the middle of the range. Microcap. And GRT, and then I have to end it with that one, guys. GRT, USD, graph token. Ooh, it's pushing up into daily resistance. Looking good. Nice move on it. It's been bullish for the last couple weeks. Yay. It's finally getting a bounce, hopefully. I know a lot of people like this. And it looked like it was over with. Right? That was a big sell-off. It's trading range bound too, but you're getting ready to break or try to break out. So you know that I'm going to say there's really nothing to do. So wait to see what happens. If it fails here, I do want to keep one there though. At the highest level. So you're still trading under it. But you're right there. So there's not even an intraday play to make on this thing. So if it rejects, watch hourly support right there. There. Okay, because that's going to be your support level. Even if it rejects up here and then looks bearish, as long as you're not closing hourlies below $1, then yeah, it might hold. You might be able to look higher. $1 is a mental number. It's a big figure. Once you get above $1, you know, people like it more, or it looks better. So you can see here, massive level. Let it see if it fails. I mean, there's nothing to do. You can't buy it into resistance because you take a chance on it failing. So watch $1, $1. That's the price that I would look for entries possibly if I'm bullish, looking for continuation and a possible break. If it breaks out and it gets a good squeeze, then look for a retest of old res there. So like if today you get a big bounce or a big breakout, watch for a wick down the old daily res. Because at that point, if the short squeeze commences, you're going to see it then climb with small pullbacks like most crypto assets do. All right, guys, with that, I must say have a good day. Once again, for the guys catching the replay, hopefully I can get the right one deleted before too many people watch it. I hate having two streams up, but that's my fault. I'll fix it next time. I'll just do it this way, as this way allows me to open up a new thumbnail. But the problem with using this platform is that always, every single time, it uploads it to YouTube in standard definition. That's why I tried to stay away from this platform. We'll see how it works today. It's probably going to do the same thing, but we'll see. Anyways, if you have any questions, drop them in the comment section below, and I will answer them as I always do. You guys make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and as always, happy trading, everybody. Damn it. Massive fuck up again. It's fucking annoying. What I need to do, let me see, I